Today marks a significant historical day, not only for the Indians in the country, but for all Malaysians. Hindraf began this journey in late 2005. It began as a loose coalition of Malaysian Indian NGOs established to protect religious freedom and to stop the demolition of Hindu temples that was occurring at an alarming pace. These were the places of worship of the Indian poor. Nobody else stood or spoke up for them. That caused our beginning, and from there, Hindraf has steadily developed into a nationally recognized spokesperson for the Indian poor. Then, on the 25th of November 2007, Hindraf led a massive demonstration that saw almost 100,000 Indians spill out onto the streets of Kuala Lumpur. Hindraf has caught the wave of the yearnings of the Indian poor for justice and for a better life in the country. We had a massive impact in the last general elections. For the last 5 years, we continued to struggle for the human rights and dignity of the Indian poor in many ways. 8 months ago, we began a new phase of negotiations with the two political coalitions on a plan for the upliftment of the Indian poor, summarized in Hindraf's 5-year blueprint to bring the Indian poor and marginalized into the mainstream of national development. Our promise to both the political divide was that if either coalition would endorse our blueprint in a binding way, we would call on all our Indian poor compatriots to throw their support behind them in the coming elections. These efforts are culminating in what we are about to witness, the public endorsement of our blueprint by the Barisan Nasional Coalition. This has indeed been a long march for us. It is indeed a new beginning for the Indian poor. I want to tell you all today, in the clearest terms, that we see this as merely the start of a new leg of our journey. We are a determined lot. We do not give up till we meet our objectives, which is to bring our poor Indian compatriots into the mainstream of national development. Our struggle continues, only in a different form. The document that we are about to sign today is the outcome of many hours of intense negotiations, in many instances going into the wee hours of the night. We have agreed finally on a joint program of socio-economic interventions for the advancement of the Malaysian Indians, and we capture this in what we now call the Barisan Nasional and Hindraf's 5-year blueprint to bring the Indian poor into the mainstream of national development. Effectively, Barisan Nasional has come through with this commitment to endorse our proposals and to implement them if they win these forthcoming elections. In the course of negotiations, we realized that there are indeed winds of change in the thinking of the leadership of the Barisan Nasional, and the Barisan Nasional and the Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib is serious about the past policy shortcomings and is willing to make necessary amendments to correct the outcomes of those lapses. It is clear our Prime Minister is sincere and willing to take the needs and aspirations of the Indian poor far more seriously. This is exactly in line with our primary objective. Hindraf has been loyal to its cause and remains so today, more than ever. Where we have changed, we have done so towards giving substance to our commitment to a multiracial, multicultural Malaysia. Where we have changed, We have done so in the interest of doing what is best for the Malaysian Indian community, particularly the Indian poor. Given that the Barisan Nasional and the Prime Minister is committed and willing to work with us on a concrete plan of action for the Malaysian Indian poor, indicated in their willingness to endorse our 5-year blueprint, we have decided to partner with Barisan Nasional for the sake of the future of the Malaysian Indian community. As we repeatedly have said, that what we really need is change that affects the lives of the people. We do not just need change in faces of people or in the names of people who lead this country. We want to see concrete, tangible change that causes improvement to the lives of the people. In our discussion during these negotiations, Barisan Nasional, under the leadership of Datuk Seri Najib, is making changes from within. Hindraf too wants sustainable and beneficial outcomes for all Malaysian Indians, and the changes that BN is now willing to implement and to make fall well within our primary requirements of the new government after the next general elections. The Prime Minister and his Barisan Nasional partners are resolved to bring about true change in the lives of the Indian poor, and this is clear from their willingness to implement concrete and permanent plans as stipulated in the Memorandum of Understanding that is about to be signed today. This is why we have decided to join hands with the Barisan Nasional. And we have not forgotten all the other issues more fundamental in nature that require change and that which we have embarked upon. We are just taking a different tack on our change objectives. We have given priority to the economic justice issues for the coming period. The contents of the blueprint, when realized, will bring about sea change into the lives of the Indian poor compatriots. The blueprint document targets 4 main areas. 1. Uplifting displaced estate workers. 2. Addressing statelessness among the Indian poor. 3. Increasing educational opportunities from preschool to university. 4. Increasing employment and business opportunities. What particularly is significant is that these socio-economic development efforts will be focused effort, unlike all previous attempts at improving the lot of the poor. The implementation responsibility for the blueprint is handed to a completely new unit to be set up within the Prime Minister's Department, chartered expressly for this task, and to which full executive authority will be devolved and budgets allocated to carry out the charter in an effective and expeditious manner. There will be sea change when we are done with the implementation. Datuk Seri, this historic understanding between us is subject to criticism by various parties. One of the criticisms is that after the elections are over, and regardless of the agreement that we make today, that we will not get what has been promised to us. And we hope, Datuk Seri, you would prove all of them wrong. Datuk Seri, I stand here on behalf of the poor and underclass Malaysian Indians and all those people who have faith that Hindraf is the voice of the voiceless and minority community. The Indian community has been a loyal community to this country. More than 1 million unnamed Indians died in Malaya during the period 1830 to 1930, sacrificing themselves to develop this country. With this historic signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, we believe we will forge a new relationship with the Barisan Nasional to uplift this community from the economic sufferings. The binding commitment between Hindraf and Barisan Nasional would resolve the long-standing problems of the estimated 800,000 displaced estate workers, the thousands of stateless people of Malaysia, the demolition of Hindu temples, crematoriums, new educational opportunities in the universities and other educational institutions, and complete commitment to uplift the status of all Tamil schools, job opportunities, granting of equitable quotas for business and permits, etc. This is truly a historic moment, and with this new partnership between Hindraf and the Waytha National, more than 1.5 million Malaysian Indians would benefit directly. This is the true meaning of change. This is the true change we in Hindraf seek. This is the true change for the poor and underclass. This is the true change that all fair-minded Malaysians, irrespective of race and creed, seek. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we are on the right path. We are on the right track.